Well, hello, hello. This is Rosa RCG Creations. How are you doing? How's it going? Bringing me to you today a gluten-free bread in the bread machine. I'm making a meal, and one of the people must have gluten-free stuff, food. Okay. So I just Googled it, got it off the internet. And to make it easy on myself, I'm going to do it in the bread machine because I want to do two other things at the same time. So let's get rolling. The recipe calls for the bread machine. And we're going to put 1 cups of water. Oh, I forgot. When I put my other ingredients in there, I'm going to heat this up because the water has to be 115 degrees. Sorry, I'm going to go around the camera. Sorry, I was right in front. Sorry about that. Oh, I just bumped it. Sorry. And I have my starting to boil, Carl. I have my candy thermometer so I can check the temperature. And I want to make sure, because it says you want it to be at 115 degrees. And I'm going to put my temperature gun, a candy thermometer in there. Make sure that I get to 115. Okay, I'm going to need some more heat. And when you're doing this, something like this, the best thing for you to do is do it in like a little 10 or 15 seconds at a time. So that way you get to the temperature that you need. So while that's being done, my machine requires all the liquid stuff in there first. You go ahead and go. All the liquid stuff first and then to do the dry ingredients. So the next one is 1/4 cup of olive oil. Olive oil. Okay, let's see if I'm at 115 now. And I'm still checking and get my candy thermometer out. Okay, I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. Okay, one more time, 15 seconds. You know what, I'm going to stop and I'll bring you back when I get to that area, okay? I'll bring you back. Okay, we finally got to the 115 temperature, so I'm going to put my water in. Okay, water's in. Next thing is 1/4 cup of olive oil. One-fourth cup. Woo! Yikes. Make sure I don't spill. Should have done this closer to the machine. Okay. I know I spilled a little bit around the bottom side. I'm not going to close that because I got to wipe that down. That's my tip to myself, to wipe it down. Okay, then it's going to ask for 2 large eggs. 2 eggs, not, it doesn't say large, it just says 2 eggs. So 2 eggs. Now, if any of y'all have some good bread recipes, let me know. And let me turn my camera. Sorry about that. I'm going to make sure I'm in frame. And let me know about your recipes, if they turn out good or not. Because I've heard a lot, I've done a lot on the Google researching, that gluten-free bread doesn't taste that good. But we'll see. And get my little wet towel. That is egg. Okay, after that, 2 large eggs, 1/8 cup pure honey, 1/8 cup, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons. And I get the honey in a gallon jar. And I just keep it in this jar so it'd be easy to transfer over for my recipes. Because usually I only use honey for recipes. I don't use it for anything else. So 2 of these. Oh, could you grab me a knife? A butter knife? Hubby's in here making supper. You can say hi, honey?
Hello.
Maybe one of these days we'll get him to do a video.
One of these days. I just don't want to break the camera.
If I didn't break the camera, he ain't gonna break the camera. Okay. Like everything else usual, honey is messy and slow. Making it, honey. Got me a neck. But thank goodness I have my recipe in a sheet protector. So that way I can put something on there and then wipe it down. And it won't mess up my copy paper printed. Okay, so that's the honey. Alrighty. Put my lid on there before I spill. Oh, it's got sticky stuff on it too. Gotta wipe that one down. In fact, you know what, I'm gonna do this now because I definitely do not want to spill. This is a clean towel. I wash in hot water, soapy hot water. Then I put my homemade cleaning disinfectant in there so I know it's clean. And it's nice when you have your mason jar or something like this, and you have these reusable, these are the ball reusable lids. Alrighty. Next thing we need is 3/4 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. 3/4 teaspoon, which is 1/2 teaspoon. Where's my 1/2? 1/2 teaspoon. Plus 1/4 teaspoon, and that equals 3/4 of a teaspoon. So 1/2. And then 1/4. And if anybody wants to know, these measuring spoons, they have a flat bottom, so they lay, see that? They lay flat because they have a flat bottom. But I got these from Pampered Chef. I really enjoy them. Plus they're clear too. So, whoops. Yeah, that was the olive oil. This is my apple cider vinegar. Oh, I was supposed to use this one. I'm almost done with my jug. I get the big jugs, wherever is on sale. This one was bought at Kroger. See that? And then I just fill my small jar as I need it. Because these things are heavy when they're totally full. Okay. Next thing is 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon. I'm almost out of my extra fine salt. So I've got some that's coarse salt, and I'm just going to grind it in my blender and make it extra fine. Because I buy that in bulk, then I just grind it when I need extra fine, and when I don't need extra fine, I need coarse salt, I have coarse salt. So do the same product, but you do different things with it. Okay, then 2 1/2 cups of the gluten-free flour. I went ahead and got myself a little container, and I put the information of what kind of flour it is. We bought this at our local grocery. One of the local grocery stores here is H-E-B, and with all the ingredients. So this way I know exactly what it does and doesn't have. Because when I'm doing my research, I found out that in gluten, for a lot of things that have gluten and be gluten-free, is it got to have like xanthan gum and some other ingredients in there in order for it to be, because some people who have celiac disease, theirs has to be truly gluten-free, which means all the utensils cannot have ever been used with anything that had gluten in it, because the gluten stays in even if it's steel or plastic, it stays in the utensil. So those people need a totally separate, like a little separate kitchen with all their own utensils and frying pans and cooking pans and bowling pans and all that. I learned that because our granddaughter's ex-fiance, they broke up, has celiac disease, and we have to be really, really careful with him and anything that he eats. Okay, next thing we need is 2.5 cups. So 2.5 cups. So I should be able to pour this in. And I do like the fact that this has got a square. It's easy for me to get my measuring cup in here to pour out and measure. And see how much of a mess I make. There's one. Okay, so I need 2 cups. So that's 1. This flour, this gluten-free flour, kind of reminds me of tortilla. Making your own corn tortilla mix. The kind you buy at the grocery store. The kind of texture, because it's kind of compact a little bit, where it kind of sticks together. And since I'm totally new, not totally new, but fairly new to gluten-free stuff, I'm just trying to do as much research as possible, and I'm going to sites that are people that I trust, that I know what they're doing. Okay, that's just a little bit over, but then that was making up for that first one that was just a little bit short. And then 1/2 cup. And then let me get my leveler. There we go. And then there's my 1/2 cup. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of that. Oh, through my big mess. Actually, you know what? Because this is a brand new, clean sheet protector, I can do that with it. And I'm good to go. Alrighty, so that takes care of that one. Next thing we need is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder. Whew! I shook that a while ago. Okay, that one, tablespoons. I need a teaspoon. Yeah, teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. Baking powder. And then let me get the excess out. Okay. I had a bunch of flat baking powder on the top lid there. Okay, that's going to be put away. 1/2 teaspoon of gelatin. Now, I've never done this, but I went ahead and bought some of these. These are from Knox. They're little gelatin packets. They're unflavored. And I got 3 recipes that needed it. This is my first time using it. But I went ahead and got myself a bunch, and then I've got them in this little airtight container. It's got a little rubber seal to it. All it is a leftover recycled spaghetti jar. But there's all kinds of things that you can make with gelatin besides regular Jello. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon. Oh, I think there's something was wet in that one. I forget what it was. Okay. 1/2 teaspoon. That's close enough to my 1/2 teaspoon. Alrighty, then we need 2 teaspoons of Xanthan Gum, which I keep mine. I bought a big box of it, and I keep them in individual baggies, just for easy storage for myself. And then I keep them in this mason jar and I vacuum pack it. So that way it stays fresh. This one was packaged in 2019. And from what I'm told, it's still good. But again, remember, do your own research. You do what you think is best for you. 2 teaspoons. Here's 1 teaspoon. Okay. Let me get my leveler. There's 1. And there's 2 of Xanthan Gum. I'm not exactly for sure what the Xanthan Gum does, as I'm still doing research on it. Because Xanthan Gum does something with the gluten, the gluten flours, gluten-free flour, so that's all I know. And then 2 1/2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and I'm using my bread machine yeast. So 2 1/2 teaspoon. There's my 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon, so I need 2 1/4. Oh. Make my little well. 1, 2 1/4. 2 1/4. And then we're ready to turn the machine on almost. Okay. And for me, for convenience, because we store our machines, because we don't have enough room here in the kitchen, and our canning room, and on the shelf, and to save space with all the cords everywhere so I don't get them mixed up, I just put a rubber band over them. And it's easy to put back on the shelf. Hubby does that part of it because these things are heavy. Let me plug that in. Alrighty, now we're going to set the machine, which I already put everything together. I'm going to close this lid. Oh. Need my reader so I can see. Okay, we want it to go to, if your machine has gluten-free bread setting, I don't know if it does or not. Let's find out. Okay, mine does not. So we're going to go to the bread. We're just going to do white bread. Because we're not using wheat, we're just going to use white. Then we want to do a light color. Light. And then we want to go to, I'm not going to do rapid. We're going to go to, what does it say, large or small? Oh, 1.5, so that's 2 pound. 2 is a large. We're going to do, this is kind of in the middle. I'm going to do a large because I don't know. Large. Select that. And then we can hit start. Okay. It's doing its thing. So we'll bring you back when we're totally done and the bread is all out of the oven. It's got cool out of the machine. It's got cooled off. And so we'll bring you back at that next phase. And then we'll do the little taste test. Okay, we'll bring you back. Okay, we are back. The bread is done. And this is exactly how it came out. Okay. I let this cool overnight because it was late last night. Now let's dig in and slice it and see what it looks like. Oh, that's not too bad. That looks pretty good to me. Okay. So let's do a quick little taste test. Now I'm going to be slicing, the reason I'm making this is because I need some croutons. I'm making some meatloaf, gluten-free meatloaf. And that's the reason why I made this bread to begin with. So I'm just slicing this up, put it on my dehydrator, and it should be ready in about 2 hours. So let's do a quick little taste test. Tastes like bread. I mean, it tastes like bread. Not good or bad, but it just tastes like bread. There's nothing special about it. So anyway, this is my take. Oh, let me move you. Sorry about that. I need to move y'all up just a little bit. Okay, come on, camera, work with me. You have to bear with me. I'm having to charge my battery because it's practically dead. And the cord only goes so far. So anyway, this is my take on gluten-free bread made in the bread machine. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. And if you want to see what, I'll do a quick little photo of my, all it is it's the exact same bread, it just gets hard. It's going to shrink a little bit, but I'm going to dehydrate it. I'll do a little clip at the very end on that. It'll just be a little quick little photo. Thank you. Bye-bye.